Hey, this is B from Kongzarus, and Mrs. Kongzarus is having so much fun with the AndaSeat BumbleBee Transformers gaming chair sent to me by AndaSeat for purposes of this review. Let's check it out right after this. So let's check out AndaSeat.com, where we can see the various gaming chairs they have for the new year. They have the Kaiser 3 series of chairs, the Kaiser 2 series, and the latest Transformer edition that's based off of the Phantom 3 series of chairs. So let's go ahead and check out the other designs that you have here. I did get the BumbleBee version of the seat sent to me for a review of this video, and we can talk about the design in a little bit, but let's talk about the other different designs that you see here. So they have an Optimus Prime version of the chair with the blue and red trim with the Optimus Prime torso that's right in the center. I want to say that the placement of Optimus Prime with the cut off limbs there does look a little bit interesting and not as clean as the BumbleBee version. I know the BumbleBee one kind of like blends a little bit more in my opinion, so I think this is a little bit awkwardly placed. It does have the nice Autobot logo on the back side here, and for those that are interested in the most evil bad dude of the Transformers universe, there is a Megatron version of the chair that I do think that looks a little bit better and cleaner with the purple and the gray trim. The only thing that looks a little bit weird besides the big old Megatron on the front is the back of the chair actually has an Autobot logo instead of a Decepticon logo. So this is a big miss in my opinion. If you're gonna have a Megatron chair, you need to have a Decepticon logo on the back of the chair there. So that's a little bit interesting to have that Autobot logo there and a Decepticon on the front there. But I got the BumbleBee version of this chair. Again, $360 is the price of this. We'll go over the features and specs and talk about all the different design elements next. So after putting it together, the yellow in person isn't as vibrant as I saw in the pictures, which I actually liked. It's almost like a matte yellow. You can see the design with the BumbleBee character on the front and the stitching on the side. Pretty high quality. On the back side, you have the AndaSeat logo that I stitched there with a beautifully stitched Autobot logo. I really like the quality of that embroidery and the Transformers logo at the bottom. Here on the side, you see some elements there, but this is interesting here. The blue dot is a different color than what was on the website, so it's just something to note there. I love these extra pillows. The stitched lumbar support pillow is super squishy, as well as this magnetic pillow. This AndaSeat magnet is so freaking awesome. In fact, when you just put it there, it stays and you can adjust it. Mrs. Kongzarus is sitting down in the chair, feeling very comfortable with that lumbar support and neck pillow. You can see how she adjusts it down just with a magnet. I really like this feature compared to my other gaming chair that I have. Here's some of the features here of her lifting up the armchair up and down. Pretty standard. You just press the button, it moves up and down from both sides pretty much with ease. You can also widen them a little bit if you unscrew the bolts. Here she is reclining all the way using the lever on the right hand side. Pretty standard for a chair. It gets almost all the way horizontal. I don't know if you'd ever use the chair in this format, but you can. And lastly, you could also adjust the height of your chair by pressing up on that lever switch there, and you can be able to get it to the height that you prefer. Some other features you want to see, that does have the covers there that just kind of slip on. It's a little magnetic cover. And then lastly, I want to point out that these wheels are a nylon plastic base instead of aluminum or metal. Alright, Mrs. Kongzarus, what do you think of the AndaSeat custom gaming chair?
It's comfortable. It fits me pretty well. I mean, it's a little stiff in the beginning because it's always stiff in the chair, but I love the fact that this headrest is magnetic and I can just like place it anywhere my head is. The art is quite decorative and very detailed, so that's kind of cool to see too. BumbleBee stitched up and fits me pretty well. I like the reclining feature. It goes all the way down. Surprising for a game chair because they don't want you sleeping in a game chair, but this game chair apparently wants you to sleep in it. Yeah, it's quite comfortable.
So here is the AndaSeat Phantom 3 compared to my Secret Lab Titan series, the 2020 version of the Dark Knight Secret Lab chair that I've had for the last 2 years. You can automatically see some of the wear and tear on my Secret Lab chair. Let's talk about the materials for a second. So this is their leather that they have. I had some kind of wrinkling that happened here pretty early on. I got one little scratch right here, having this for about 2 years or so, but otherwise the quality of the materials are pretty good. Feels pretty firm here. I haven't had too many issues with anything else besides just this portion here. So that's the biggest difference there. This is this is brand new, so it feels pretty good in terms of the leather quality that's here. I can't tell exactly what type of leather it is, but it actually does feel slightly thicker than the Secret Lab chair leather. So this is a little bit softer in terms of the feel for it, and this is a little bit thicker. So I'm not quite sure yet because I haven't really used this in terms of standing the test of time. I really do like the stitching on the artwork for the Bumblebee here, as well as back here on the lumbar support pillow. This is just printed on right here, so there's been really good stitching. Let's take a look at the back side of it. I have a beautiful Transformers Autobot logo here that is stitched as well. Some extra kind of printing, the AndaSeat logo, the top right here. On the back side of the Secret Lab chair, you have some of the stitching there, as well as the Dark Knight logo there. So the back of the cabs, or the back of the chairs themselves, look pretty similar in terms of like the quality and the build side of things. Got the little Transformers logo on the back side. But you start seeing the difference in the quality of materials when you get into some of the hardware aspects of it. So let's talk about just the armrest here. So the Secret Lab chairs comes with a lot of different features to be able to move your chair side to side. So you can move this armrest side to side, you can move it up and down, you can even I think press a button, you can rotate it and twist it too. So you press this one in and it kind of rotates all these different ways. It's a little bit thicker, and the padding is a little bit thinner or thicker as well. This is kind of a padded armrest as well, but it only has one option to move up and down, so it doesn't feel as, I would say, quality in terms of the buttons. These are like nice and chrome and metallic right here for the Secret Lab options. You do have the ability to kind of widen this and move it out, and I think you can do the same thing with this as well. The other big difference I want to talk about, the Secret Lab wheels and base. This is solid metal, so it's very heavy and hefty, when the AndaSeat is using a plastic kind of base. It still looks nice, has a little bit of a design element to it, but I did notice the quality of the just the wheelbase of everything for the chairs. This is a good quality plastic. It feels really solid, but I gotta give it up to the Secret Lab for using high really quality metallic base there, so it makes it a little bit heavier in terms of the features. Everything else on the sides, very similar mechanics in terms of how the the sides are magnetically covering the sides, so look kind of clean there. But from the side, this portion has more features on the Secret Lab chair, and there's also this additional lumbar support piece there. The other thing though, the AndaSeat came with this really nice lumbar support, and I really like the magnetic support here. This is probably one of the coolest features. It's a magnetic pillow that you can adjust and just put on here. This is probably the saddest part of my Secret Lab chair. This is the pillow that just kind of was elastic and it's just sagged over time, so now it's just like a giant saggy pillow on the back of the chair that I had to lift up to get into place. So that is kind of sad there. So that's probably the poorest feature of this, besides that, as well as the kind of ruffling that's been happening over the last couple years. So those are some of the major differences between the AndaSeat and the Secret Lab. So I just wanted to point those out so that you guys can decide, what works best for you. And yeah, I think design-wise, it's really up to your choice in terms of what fits with your collection.
So final thoughts, do I think this chair is worth it? Well, that really depends. So I did find out that this chair is based off of their Phantom 2 series of chairs, which is a little bit more of a budget PC gaming chair. You see it's about $250 retail for the specs on this particular chair here. The Transformers version is going to run you that extra $100 to get one of these graphic designs. So if you really love Transformers, kind of like I do, this might be worth it to have a good gaming chair that has that beautiful, design elements for Optimus Prime, Megatron, or Bumblebee in your collection of toys. If you want a higher quality chair, like I was mentioning, comparing this to the Secret Lab chair, maybe it wasn't a fair comparison because their Kaiser 3, their most premium chair, which only goes for $400, actually does have some more of those extra premium features for moving the armrest, as well as an aluminum base that you can see there. So if you're looking for a little bit of a higher quality design chair, maybe the Kaiser 3 element is better for you. I don't have this chair here, but you can see it's a different design style there. But those are the different options you have from AndaSeat. Thank you so much for sending me the seat for review. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel, hit that like button, and we'll see you next time. Bye.